Hello children, today we will study about our own country, that is India. India is the seventh largest country in the world. It has a variety of landforms. It has mountains, hills, plateaus, plains, river basins, deltas, islands, forest lands and coasts. In this chapter, we shall study about our own country, India, its location, physical features, and political boundaries. In this chapter, we will study about India and its political divisions, India and its neighboring countries, the physical divisions of India, the Himalayan ranges, the northern plains, the Indian desert, the peninsular plateau, the coastal plains, and the island territories. As we all know, children, India is located in the continent of Asia. It is the seventh largest country in the world. It is a vast country with 28 states and 9 union territories. These states have their own respective state governments with their capital city, while the union territories are directly under the central government. Children, as we all know, India shares its borders with seven countries. These are Pakistan in the west, China and Nepal, and Bhutan in the north, Myanmar and Bangladesh in the east, and Sri Lanka in the south. The southern portion of India forms a peninsula which has the Arabian Sea on the west and the Bay of Bengal on the east. The Indian Ocean touches it in the south. Now let us learn about the location of India. So, the north-south extent of India is between 8 degree 4 minutes north to 37 degree 6 minutes north latitudes. The Tropic of Cancer passes close to the center of the country. The east-west is spread from 68 degree 7 minutes east to 97 degree 25 minutes east longitude. India has chosen 82 degree 30 east as its standard meridian, and the time on this meridian is followed all over the country. Thus the Indian Standard Time, that is IST, is plus 5 hours 30 minutes from prime meridian. Children, India has a variety of terrain and landforms. It has huge mountains, hilly regions, plateaus, river basins, deltas, desert and islands. Now let us see the location and characteristics of the major physical divisions of the country. Now let us start with the Himalayan ranges. Himalayas are a series of mountain ranges along the northern borders of the country. Himalaya is a word formed by combining two words, Him meaning snow and Alaya which means place of living, which means abode of snow. The Himalayas comprises of the three main ranges, the Great Himalayas, the Central Range and the Southern Range of the Himalayas. The first range of the Himalayan ranges is the Great Himalayas. It is also known as Himadri. The height of these mountains is around 6,000 meters above mean sea level. The highest peaks are found in this range, which includes the Mount Everest and K2. The Great Himalayas starts in northern Kashmir and extends eastwards into southern Tibet and Nepal. The Great Himalayas include the Karakoram Range, the Ladakh Range, the Zanskar Ranges of Kashmir, and the Kailas Range in Tibet. The ranges have many glaciers which act as natural reserves of water. The second ranges of the Himalayan range is the Central Range, which is also known as the Lesser Himalayas, and they are also known as Himachal. This range is considered as a most rugged mountain system. The altitude varies between 3,700 and 4,500 meters, and the average width is of 50 kilometers. While the Pir Pranjal range forms the longest and the most important range, the Dhauladhar is also another prominent range of the Lesser Himalayas. The Lesser Himalayas consist of the famous Valley of Kashmir and the valleys of Kullu and Kangra in Himachal Pradesh. This region is well known for its hill stations. This range extends eastwards. In Nepal, this range is also known as the Mahabharat range. It then forms the eastern Himalayas in Sikkim, Bhutan, and Arunachal Pradesh. Now let us learn about the southernmost range of the Himalayas. Is called the Shivalik. This extends over a width of 10 to 50 kilometers and have an altitude varying between 900 and 1100 meters. The Shivalik is covered with thick gravel and alluvium. The longitudinal valleys lying between the Lesser Himalayas and the Shivalik is known as dunes. Dehradun is one of the well-known dunes. The Himalayas beyond Brahmaputra turn sharply south and are known as the Purvanchal. They are lower in height and include the Mishmi Hills. There are smaller hill ranges in the northeast India which are called the Garo, Khasi and Jaintia ranges. Now children, let us learn about the next physical feature of India, that is the northern plains. This is the region lies to the south of the Himalayan range running west to east. These have been formed by the three major river systems, the Indus, the Ganga and the Brahmaputra, along with their tributaries. This plain is rich in alluvial soil. The deposition of alluvium over millions of years is known to have formed this plain extremely fertile. The northern plains are rich in minerals. They have fertile soil and have adequate water supply. The climate is also favorable. All these factors have led to higher agricultural productivity. Both the Ganga and the Brahmaputra merge together before they reach the sea, Bay of Bengal. They form a huge delta called the Sundarbans, which is known to be the world's largest delta. The delta spreads in some parts of India and Bangladesh. The next physical feature of India, that is the Indian desert, which is also known as the Thar Desert. The Indian desert lies towards the west of the Aravalli Hills. It is an undulating sandy plain covered with sand dunes. This area receives very less rainfall and has a dry climate with low vegetation cover. Now children, let us learn about the Peninsular Plateau. The Peninsular Plateau is a tableland. It is older than the Himalayas, which are considered as young mountains. The plateau is said to be formed by the cooling of lava which erupted out of volcanoes millions of years ago. The plateau has broad and shallow valleys and rounded hills. This plateau consists of two broad divisions, the Central Highlands and the Deccan Plateau. Now let us learn about the Central Highlands and the Deccan Plateau. The Central Highlands, they are the part of the Peninsular Plateau lying to the north of the Narmada River, covering a major area of the Malwa Plateau. It has the Vindhya Range on the south and the Aravalli Hills on the northwest. The Chota Nagpur Plateau marks the further eastward extension drained by the Damodar River. Now let us know about the Deccan Plateau. The Deccan Plateau is a triangular landmass that lies to the south of the Narmada River. The Satpura Range, along with other small ranges, form part of this plateau. The Deccan Plateau is higher in the west and slopes gently eastwards. The Western Ghats and the Eastern Ghats mark the western and eastern edges of the Deccan Plateau. In this slide, children, you can see the differentiation between the Western Ghats and the Eastern Ghats. The Western Ghats, they are a continuous series of low mountains, but the Eastern Ghats, they are not as continuous as the Western Ghats. The Western Ghats, they lie parallel to the western coast of India, but the Eastern Ghats, they are dissected by many rivers draining into the Bay of Bengal. The Western Ghats, they are higher in elevation of about 900 to 1600 meters. But the Eastern Ghats, they are lower in elevation and have an average height of around 600 meters. Anaimudi is the highest peak of the Western Ghats. In the Eastern Ghats, they stretch from the Mahanadi Valley to the Nilgiris in the south. Now let us learn about the next physical division of India, that is the coastal plains. The Peninsular Plateau of India has plain stretches of narrow coastal strips running along the Arabian Sea on the west and the Bay of Bengal on the east. The Western Coastal Plain, it lies between the Western Ghats and the Arabian Sea. It is a narrow plain. The northern part of the coast is called the Konkan Coast, while the southern stretch is referred to the Malabar Coast. Now let us learn about the Eastern Coastal Plain. It runs along the Bay of Bengal, are wider than the west coast. In the northern parts, it is called the Northern Sircar, while the southern part is known as the Coromandel Coast. Rivers such as Mahanadi, Godavari, Krishna, and the Kaveri form deltas on this coast. Our next physical feature, that is the islands. Lakshadweep Islands group are located in the Arabian Sea close to the Malabar coast of Kerala. This group of islands is composed of small coral islands. Earlier they were known as Lekadive, Minicoy Islands, but were renamed as Lakshadweep. They cover a small area of around 30 square kilometers. This island group has great diversity of flora and fauna. The next island territory, that is the Andaman and Nicobar Islands. They are a chain of islands located in the Bay of Bengal. They are bigger in size and are more numerous and scattered as compared to the Lakshadweep. The entire group of islands is divided into two broad categories, the Andaman in the north and the Nicobar in the south. There is great variety of flora and fauna in this group of islands too. These islands lie close to the equator, experience equatorial climate, and have a thick forest cover.